Okay, here we are starting out with the randomizer run. These stats have been randomly assigned via random.org, and all feats will be also randomized, as well as all companion feats. We've been quite lucky to have personal magnetism as our first feat, since this means we can get 2 companions. Looking at our character, we have quite low intelligence, and we have SMG randomly tagged and impersonate randomly tagged. We are going to try to do as much fighting as we can, but we are going to depend on speech for the first part of the game. Let's go and get Evans first then. These 10 points here, we might get a couple more from the other guys. Okay, this I shouldn't have gone in without any equipment. This seems to be fine for the first fight. Okay, let's do some rolls. So for Evans, the skills are going to be sneak and bladed. Well, this is definitely going to be interesting. Let's talk to Abe. Good, so we have Streetwise 2. This should help us talk our way forward. Okay, let's check out these guys at the outskirts again. This should let me pass. Well, we can actually get Jed anyway now, so it is a good idea to just do it. So until we get everyone, I don't think I'm going to do many quests. Okay, let's see if we can talk things through. Okay, good. Now, let's see what Jet is going to offer us. I still have the skill list. So for Jet, it's going to be armor and biotech. This has gone surprisingly well. Surprisingly well. Good. So for a start, I have two companions. I have a quite decent SMG build for my main character. Evans has bladed and sneak, which is interesting. And Jet has armor and biotech, which is going to be a bit overkill. But it's not as bad as it could have been. All right. Let's get Sarah's training and then heal us up. Okay, so now we have 3 feats to assign. Let me just insert the feat data. Just a second. So basically I will have the entire feat list active, and if we have something that we can't pick, then we'll just reroll. I will remove the heroics. So for our main character, let's see what we get. We get fast draw. Okay, let's see what we get for Evans. I do have to remake the list to add some of the extra ones like critical thinker. The decision to use all of the feats is starting to bite us in the ass a bit, since we don't separate by melee and ranged. So if Evans gets a ranged feat, then we're screwed. Let's see. We have Gladiator. Not bad. Okay, and let's see what we get for Jed. Fortunately, since Jed isn't assigned yet for anything, we can do with any feat. Let's roll again. Opportunist. We can't use Opportunist on Jed yet, so we will re-roll. Ghost. Okay. Such is the life, Jed the Ghost. Okay. Let's get some slightly better equipment now. So we will get a grinder here, and let's try to find a machete from the courthouse. I'm still not sure who should be doing the sneak missions. I do think it's still going to be Evans because he has higher dexterity than Jed. And because we are probably not going to get the skin implant upgrade, which would have been hilarious on Jed, but such is life. Okay, so for those just tuning in, this is a randomizer run with random feats and random skills. Our main character is honestly quite decent, since we have guaranteed 2 companions and decent initiative. Evans is going to be bladed, and Jed is going to be still a shotgunner. I'm thinking whom to start giving. So, whom should I make the tech person? And I think it's going to be Jed. Because he already has biotech, so computers and such shouldn't be too difficult. And in need, he might actually end up doing sneak. That is a very good point. I did not randomize the companions, I just like Jed and Evans better. Since they have... Jed isn't stupid. Jed has very good starting stats, and I know Jed starts out with 3 good feats, which is better than Evans and Faith. In any case. Well, they're both stupid. The thing is, with random stats, I have a lot of chances to roll poorly, so I have gotten a bit lucky that I have at least one useful skill on Jed. Still, we're going to try to play the game as best we can. So I will have Jed be our intelligence man, since everyone is just as stupid. Okay. Indeed, the game is not very hard, but if you're doing a randomizer run, you can't really have synergies. Actually, screw it. I'll just make Jed do sneak as well. And we'll get the experience for it from some encounters in hydroponics. For xenogenocide, we just have to pray that this game does well enough, since the sequel will probably have some elements of xenogenocide. So I'll do a bit of speech, since I do have a speech tag and I'm afraid of what combat is going to do with us. So we will smooth talk these two dumbasses. We're going to side with Jonas. They're not really easier. I think the last fight is actually a bit harder for Jonas than the Braxton path. In the end, it was still arbitrary. I wasn't sure until I clicked the keys. this first quest is easier, however, and we will use Jed, and we have to take off his heavy boots because he is dummy thick. No, the last fight for Braxton is assaulting the saloon. It is a 2-part fight and potentially a 3-part fight if you still choose to fight Mercy. While the Jonas Path just has... yeah, and the Jonas Path has you assault Braxton's HQ, which is a 2-parter. But it is a bit harder. Yes, Riggs is a bit later. Here we are, we're using Jed. Yeah, if you're doing a solo run, it's best to kill Jed. Yeah, good money. And you can potentially extract his implant, which is very useful. He's one of the very few sources in chapter 1 of the subdermal armor. So there's Jed, there's Null, and then there's the one you can get from the mission control vault, which is quite hard to get. I have heard of Warhammer 40k. I am not a fan. I've just never really been able to get into that sort of world. It's a bit too campy for my taste. Not really sure how to put it. It's a bit too silly. I just can't. It's a matter of taste. I just couldn't get into it. It's not to say that it's a bad franchise or anything. It's just not my cup of tea. So let's try to steal these with Jed. Good. Oh crap. Oh no. I mistakenly stole this myself instead of using Jed. Fortunately, we do have this handy save. So, well, yeah, it's not just that, it's probably the whole Gothic church ships and cults that isn't quite my thing. I don't like the regular Warhammer either, like the one popularized by Total War recently in the last decade or so. I don't actually know what those are. I just haven't really gotten into 40k at all, so I don't know anything about that. Okay. Yeah, we are going to do that with electronics. Okay, man rats. Manrat with nukes in the fantasy setting. That's a bit much. I thought Warhammer regular was medieval fantasy. I keep forgetting that I need to use Jet for these. So let's train Jet up until we can't do anything anymore. So for this run, I just haven't really gotten any armor yet. I have made Jed naked for now for stealth, but as soon as I get into a fight and I don't forget, I will equip armor. He does have an armor tag, so he will be getting quite heavy stuff soon. Yeah, this, as much as I'd like, this probably isn't going to be a murder hobo run. I will have to use diplomacy for some things. But I will try to do as many of the fights as possible, just having it be a regular old run. No, I haven't heard about June Forge either.